So hi, John. Thanks for joining us today. The first question is, what is the future of cybersecurity in an AI world?
Wow, big question. I think interest in AI has obviously picked up massively over the course of 2023, but it's not something that's new for NCSC. NCSC has been researching AI, machine learning, and the implications of those for quite some time. But the recent interest, culminating in the Prime Minister's Summit last year, really allowed us to think about how do you design AI securely? How do we make sure that AI, from the very start, has security baked in? And so we've been able to get that in a prominent place in the summit. We've launched recent guidance in terms of how to build secure AI systems. That goes with the guidance about how you might deploy such AI systems on your networks. And CyberUK this time will be a really good chance to explore some of those implications about what that means, about how you get secure AI in the first place, but then also what are the opportunities that presents for us as cybersecurity professionals? How can it make our lives easier? So it's not just what we're worried about, but how can we use this as a real opportunity, a real enabler to do cybersecurity better than we've done in the past?
So how's AI going to help cyber defenders?
So I think that there's loads of ways it could be deployed. It could increase the accuracy of the reports that we see or the data that we get. It could improve the kind of accuracy of threat detection and threat response. So there's loads of implications for it that it would be great to explore at CyberUK this year. But we must remain really clear-eyed about the related cybersecurity risks that come from those systems.
So give us an idea of what a cybersecurity risk that stems from AI is.
So the systems themselves are complicated. The way they're trained, the weight within the systems, the companies that are responsible for them. And so making sure that the systems in the first place are developed in a secure way with security baked in from the outset means that when we talk about AI being predictable, about being responsible, about being transparent, we can be confident in those things because we know it was designed securely in the first place.
So one of the things we've talked about quite a lot is the importance of not making the mistakes that we made at the start of the development of the internet and building in vulnerabilities across systems. What's the NCSC's advice around that?
The NCSC has been championing the case for a secure by design approach to AI, building cybersecurity into the technology from the outset. We must ensure that cybersecurity is both the core requirement of the technology throughout its entire life cycle and integral to its development from the very, very beginning.
So how are we preparing for a quantum world?
Back in 2020, NCSC published a white paper on preparing for quantum safe cryptography. It talked a bit about the threats, about possible future quantum computers, ones much larger and much more capable than those that exist today, but also the threat that would pose to the way in which our data is transmitted around the world at the moment using public key cryptography and what that means for it. That same white paper talks a bit about post-quantum crypt solutions for how we might secure ourselves for that kind of future. In 2023, we've issued some guidance that starts to explain to businesses, to organizations across the country, what that really means in practice and what they need to start doing now to prepare. And whilst that future might be a long way off, it's really important that businesses, organizations across the country start to engage with the conversation now about what this means for them, what they need to do to prepare. And we're really looking forward to having some of those conversations at CyberUK this year.
So at CyberUK 2023, we talk quite a lot about the challenges of delivering secure foundations in our technology stack. What do you see those challenges being?
I know that was a great last plenary at CyberUK in 2023. And we had Herman Hauser talking a bit about the future and what one potential future might look like if we don't get this right now. And so secure foundations for me is all about baking in security from the start so that we can really understand now what we need to be doing differently in order to build technology that's secure for the future. So a bit like our approach by secure by design and secure by default as well. I think some of the big challenges for us, though, around the skills and capabilities that are out there in order to do this successfully, but also what are the market incentives so the vendors can invest in the right kinds of technologies. And so that we're creating that ecosystem, we're creating the customer demand, but we're also creating the economic arguments for why security is so important in the end-to-end life cycle of these kinds of products.
So finally, John, what would you say to people thinking of coming to the West Midlands for CyberUK in May?
I'd say do it. This will be my third CyberUK, and in 20 years in government, I've never been to an event that has such an amalgamation of experts, of policymakers, of international delegates, of industry, of academia, and just the sheer buzz and energy you get from being in one place at the same time, talking about the issues that really matter is fantastic. And so I can't recommend it highly enough.